Look at these scrumptious dishes of tagine. Moroccan meatballs tagine, oh yum. Shabbat salmon, fish tagine, so delicious. Roasted lamb and vegetables tagine, and green olives and chicken with preserved lemon tagine, prawns and chicken aromatic tagine, and meatballs tagine. Greeting friends and welcome back to Sephardic Flavors. Today I wanted to talk to you about the tagine. What's a tagine? Who's the tagine? When was it invented? What can you do with the tagine? How do you cook with it? How do you take care of it? Is it really good? Is it worth the time and the slow cooking? Is the flavor really good? What's the secret of a tagine? There's a lot to learn. So I decided to gather all the information about a tagine in one video so that you can learn everything that you can learn about a tagine. And for those of you that sent me comments why I never show my face in the videos, sometimes I do, and today is one of these times that I can show myself and talk to you and hopefully get to know you better when you send me your comments. And sometimes there's not enough time and it's just easier for me to show you how to make the dish without showing my face. But today I'm here. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, everyone. Happy to see all of you. I mean, you can see that it's broken a little bit. I mean, it was used so much. This is my mama's tagine. And it's not a big tagine. Nowadays they make them very big. This tagine was small, but in this tagine she made the mound for one person. She had a lot of these tagines. And this is the one that lasted the longest, and that's why I wanted to keep this one. I'm gonna show you a few more tagines before we go to the details of the secret of the amazing flavor that you can get when you're cooking with a tagine. Okay, so this is one. Here is another tagine. This one is even smaller, and you can see that I even have this. It sits on this metal stand, and then you put this on the charcoals or on the little oil infused warmer that cooks it because it needs a very low heat. So one more tagine. I also have this kind of tagine for you today, and we're going to talk about each one of them, what you can do with them, which one is easier, which one can be very challenging, and what would work better for you, which you will decide at the end of this workshop. So this one is a Lacrosse Tagine. I used to do cooking workshops for them here in Denver, and the base is metal cast iron, the top is clay. And the fourth tagine I have for you today is this, which is an all-clad tagine. The base is metal, it's a stainless steel, the top part is all clay, and it's very easy to cook with this one. But do you get the same results as cooking with this one? I don't know. I'll let you judge at the end of this workshop. So let's talk first about the original tagine. The original, the authentic, the one that's made out of clay, the one that does not have a hole in the middle like some tagines that I found during my culinary travels around the world. The clay tagine was invented, according to the research I did, at least 500 years ago. And it all started from designing the very good old authentic vases that they used for water. Throughout the years, they decided they needed something that can help them cook the food in a different way, a way that will benefit them using the spices, and a way that will help all the liquids mix really nice and infuse with the spices. Not only that, in the Sahara Desert and the Atlas Mountains, where the tagine was invented, in Morocco and Algeria, they weren't always in an area where there is water. So cooking with a tagine really benefited the nomads and the people that lived in that area. And when they didn't have water, they needed to find a way to create steams so that the food will cook with some liquids. And that's the special thing about the tagine. You can see I just put one of my yellow bowls here so that I can elevate the tagine so that you can see what's happening here. So first of all, let's talk about taking care of a tagine. Taking care of a tagine is really easy if you follow these rules. The tagine needs to be soaked in water. So whether a bathtub or a very large sink or a bucket or maybe a big plastic container, you need to soak the whole thing. The base needs to be soaked, the top needs to be soaked, and it needs to be soaked all the way. Literally cover the tagine with water. You will see some bubbles coming up because the tagine, the clay tagine, is not sealed. And because it's not sealed, you're gonna see some bubbles popping up. And that tells you that the tagine is not sealed. And you need to soak this tagine for the whole night. So maximum 12 hours, and if you give it more time, the more the better. After a whole night of soaking the tagine, take it out and you can wipe it with a towel or just let it air dry, which is perfect for a tagine. When your tagine is completely dry, that's when you take a little bowl with olive oil and with a brush the whole tagine. I prefer to use, when I have a new tagine, I prefer to use a silicone brush. And the reason for that, you know, it doesn't have those hair that will stuck on the clay, you know, and it can pull a hair. Remember, the clay is not sealed. So a silicone brush, wonderful, it gets everywhere, it gets to every corner, and it will coat my whole tagine. Don't forget, coat the inside, coat the base, coat the whole thing with olive oil everywhere. When your tagine is all coated with olive oil and you're sure that it's coated nicely with olive oil, now you can place it in the oven. Very important note, do not heat your oven before you put the tagine in it. A tagine made out of clay does not like to have a change of temperature immediately from one temperature to the other. Place your tagine in the oven, then turn on the oven and let the heat gradually go up and go up until you reach the temperature of anywhere between 250 Fahrenheit to 300 Fahrenheit. And when the heat goes up gradually, the tagine will adjust gradually to the heat and it will not crack. And it's very important because we don't want it to crack. If it cracks, it will start leaking the food. So the tagine goes in the oven, gradually the heat goes up, and the tagine needs to be baked for 2 hours. After 2 hours, leave your tagine in the oven for another 30 minutes. Very important, because you gradually again want to decrease the heat. Again, the tagine needs to get used to your room temperature, which is not 300 Fahrenheit, right? So leave your tagine in the oven after the 2 hours baking and let it gradually decrease the heat, decrease and decrease, lower and lower, until your oven is room temperature. That's very important to do it this way. When your tagine is back to room temperature, take it out of the oven and brush it again. So we're gonna brush it again. Brush it, make sure it's all coated with oil. Very important. So you are coating the tagine twice with olive oil. One before the baking, one after the baking. And as you can see with the different tagines that I have here today, some tagines are wonderful in the oven and some are not. A clay tagine is great for the oven. A clay tagine is not that great on the stove. If you are using it on the stove, make sure to use a diffuser. Now, what's a diffuser? I don't have my diffuser with me because I let my friend borrow it. She's experimenting with a tagine that she just got as a present. So my other option is take a cast iron frying pan or cast iron pan, and the tagine can go on top of your cast iron. That will serve as a diffuser as well. Tagine is a slow cook earthenware. Tagine is not good for high heat, not even medium. Please make sure that you never ever put it on the stove, not even on medium. This is how important the cooking with the tagine is. And after you cooked with the tagine and you need to clean it, soak it in soapy water. Do not use any abrasive things on a tagine. It's not gonna be good for the tagine. Soak it with soapy water, let it soak till the food gets softened enough for you to just brush it with a brush. And then again, coat it again with olive oil. Whenever you are done using a tagine, clean it with soapy water. After the cleaning, make sure that it's dry, whether you dry it with a towel or you're letting it air dry. Brush it again with oil. The oil will get absorbed in the clay and we'll seal the areas that are so microscopically open and we can't see them, but they are. But when you seal it with the oil, it's going to absolutely seal it and make it ready for you for the next time you cook. It's very important that you know the word tagine is referring to both the earthenware, the cooking vessel, and the food itself. For example, if I am making an green olives and chicken and preserved lemon tagine, I call it green olives and chicken and lemon tagine, but it refers to the specific dish that I'm cooking in the tagine as well. And of course it refers to this beautiful earthenware. And one more important note as far as the soaking, whether it's soaking for the cleaning, which is soaking in soapy water, or your very first soaking, when you're soaking it with just water so that you can use it for the very first time. Always make sure that the whole tagine is soaked in the water, that the water absolutely covers it. It's very important to read instructions if your tagine comes with instructions. I've had a lot of comments in the past from viewers that said that the tagine didn't come with instructions. If it didn't, refer to this video. So share this video with anyone you think can benefit from these instructions. Very, very important thing. Some tagines are painted, and some of them are painted with beautiful decoration. If the painting contains lead, that's very dangerous. If you can find out if the tagine you are buying has lead paint in it, please check it and do not use that kind of a tagine. Please don't. It's poison and it's not good for you, it's dangerous to use. When a tagine is painted but with no lead, that tagine is actually protected, and that tagine does not need to be soaked at all. So that's something important to know. There are some beautiful painted tagines. Some of them I am going to put in the links for you below this video, because I'm going to refer to you several tagines that I think will be an excellent choice for you to purchase your first tagine. So I will have links for you right below this video in the description box for several links to check out some tagines. So very important, if you can check about lead, check about it. Lead, I cannot even say it enough, it's so important. The other thing, if you are going with a decorated tagine, your tagine is already protected. Just make sure that the paint that is decorating your tagine does not contain lead. Now, let's talk about why a tagine is a slow cooking vessel, but still people are fascinated by the results that you get from a tagine. So here is my tagine. Let's say I put my food in it. So I'm gonna put my meat, my vegetables, and my spices. I do not add water. Please remember, no water in a tagine, and I'll tell you exactly why. And that's actually the secret of why a tagine is so amazing with the results that it will bring to your food. Meat, vegetables, maybe legumes, maybe wheat, whatever you decided to put in it. Add your spices, and we're gonna close our tagine, and we're gonna put it on the diffuser if we chose to cook it on the stove on low heat, or if we decided to put it in the oven. The base is going to start getting warm, right? And it gets hotter and hotter, a little bit at a time. The heat is going to be passed on from the base to the conical lid. the conical lid is getting hot. And when the base gets hot, it warms the food as well. So the meat gets hot, the vegetables will get hot, the spices will start melting and infuse with the meat and the vegetables. And then from the base, you're gonna start seeing steams going up. When the steams go up, look at this. The center is the top of the conical lid. The top is not on the side, the top is not in the back, the top is right at the center of the tagine. And the reason for that, when the steams go up and there's nowhere to escape, they start falling down. Think of a rain. It's the same like the way rain drops from the clouds, right? So the rain drops, the steams drop back to the food, and that's the liquid for your food. Now, what does this tell you? It tells you something very important. Your food is cooking in its own juice. What's better than that? The food, amazingly, is being mixed with the vegetables and the spices, and the fact that the conical top is right in the center makes sure that the steams drop down evenly to all the directions of your tagine. And it gets all the food in your tagine wet. The steams will wet everything else and will create the liquid that your food needs in order to be cooked. And the liquid that you want as the sauce for your cooking. Isn't that amazing? And they thought about this so many years ago. That's amazing. And then you can open your tagine, but remember that whenever you're opening your tagine, you're letting the steams out. So if you don't want to lose that thick sauce of food that is cooking in its own juice, do not open your tagine. If you need to mix your food and your vegetables with your spices, just take your tagine, and the tagine obviously is going to be very hot. I'm gonna take 2 warmers, I'm gonna grab my tagine and I'm gonna tilt it, just tilt it to all the different directions. And when you tilt it, you are mixing the food. If you feel that you have way too much liquid in your tagine, take a wooden spoon. Please don't take a metal spoon. Take a wooden spoon, remember to grab a warmer, grab the conical lid of your tagine, put a wooden spoon in between the lid and the base, and in this way you are creating a little space for some of the steams to skip out if you want to reduce the liquids that the steams created. And then when you're ready, just close it again and let it cook as much as you need. So as you can see, your tagine is a natural self-basting machine. That's how good is your tagine. And those amazing results that you can get from food that is cooked in its own juice, you cannot get it in any other way of cooking. That's why a tagine is so popular. That's why cooking with a tagine gets you those results that nothing else can get. Nothing else. And here's another very important thing to note. If you have to add frozen food to a tagine, do not do it. Do not add anything that is boiling hot to a tagine. Do not add anything that is frozen to a tagine, like frozen vegetables or frozen meat. And the reason why it's not good, remember what we said about placing the tagine for the very first time in the oven, and how you do not turn the oven before the tagine is placed in it? And that's the same about frozen food or very hot boiled food. Tagine does not like a dramatic change in temperature of the food or the environment where the tagine is. So everything that you're adding to a tagine has to be room temperature basically. If you are adding meat that takes very long time to cook, make sure that you're placing that meat in the very, very bottom of the base. Things that need to be cooked longer, always place at the bottom of the base. Things that are much easier to cook and does not require that much time, place it on the things that have to be cooked for a longer time. The reason for that, as the base gets hot gradually, it will start cooking the very, very basic thing that you put at the bottom. And those things that are easily cooked and can be cooked secondary, the steams will cook them more than everything. So that's important to notice. One of the questions that I keep getting about tagines: should I only use olive oil? And the answer is no. You can even use vegetable oil, it's perfectly fine. I think because I eat and breathe olive oil so much in all my life, I always talk about brushing your tagines with olive oil. But you can absolutely use vegetable oil too, that's fine. Another question that I often get is, what if I have those tough stains that won't come out? And my suggestion for you, something that worked for me a lot, because I use tagines a lot when I entertain, put your diffuser on the stove, get it warm, together with your tagine base, which is mostly what you will need to clean. Really, the conical lid basically has steams most of the time, or maybe very light stains, but it's the base that you will need to clean. So the base goes on the diffuser, and then you start warming gradually, remember gradually, your base. Add to it 1 teaspoon of baking soda and cook it with water. How much water? Oh gosh, maybe just half of just 50% of what your base is, and let it cook. The baking soda will help get rid of most of the stains, most of the things that we supposedly would scrub if this would be regular pot, and let it cook a little bit at a time. The more it cooks, the more it will soften those stubborn stains and food residues, and then you can just soak it in water and brush it. Now let's talk about some terms. If your tagine, if it says on it unglazed tagine, please make sure that you know that's a tagine that needs the whole process. It needs to be soaked overnight, and then it needs to be coated with the olive oil. It needs to be baked for 2 hours on 300 degrees maximum. That's an unglazed tagine. And I'm gonna get closer so that I can show you. There you go. So About the Lacrosse Tagine. This is a Lacrosse Tagine. The lid is clay. It's pure glaze. You can see it's glazed, it's painted, you know, very important. Remember, if it's painted, make sure that it's not lead-based paint. And then the bottom, the base, is very heavy. I'm holding it, but I have to tell you, it's pretty heavy. This is cast iron. So cast iron, wonderful for cooking. You don't need to go through everything that you have to go with the clay, but the cooking can be maximum up to medium, not more than that. It's a different cooking. This is not a clay. A clay is the one that has to adjust to gradually heating up and gradually cooling down. Not with this. You can cook with this on your stove, but I would not go over medium. If a clay tagine is good for low heat, with this one, with the Lacrosse one, I would go to a medium. This is a tagine that I received as a gift. It's an all-clad tagine. All-clad is a wonderful company that has great cooking products, and what they did, again, they did something very similar to Lacrosse, but still different. The conical lid is all clay. It's clay that's painted. I made sure that it's not lead paint, but that's what it is. It's also a very large tagine compared to the tagines I brought from my mom in Israel. This is a huge one. I actually cooked with this one a paella this week, which I will upload in a video this coming week. But anyway, all clad made a tagine base with stainless steel. It's easy to clean, easy to work with. This is basically just like a pot. It's a regular pot. And if you want to get a little bit of the effect of a tagine, then you cook with it not more than medium. And the other thing, always use the lid to get that amazing result of food cooking in its own juice. Just remember that it's very different to cook food in its own juice with stainless steel, with cast iron, or with the clay. The reason for that, the clay is the slowest cooking. But the secret is, the slowest cooking gives you the best results, the best taste. The food inside has more time to infuse. The food inside has more time, since it's a very slow cooking, it has more time to give the food whatever it needs to infuse with the spices, the flavor of the vegetables, and create a magic taste. So that's it about tagines. Now, I have for you about 10 different brand name of tagines. I have to tell you that the two I love the most are the original and the all clad. I am going to put for you right below this video 10 different names of brand names of companies that make tagines. Now that you have all the information and how good the results would be with each one, it will help you determine what kind of a tagine you would like. I also have 10 different links for you for tagines that I personally recommend. And I'm going to put the direct link to my Amazon shop right below this video in the description box for you, so that if you're interested in those tagines, you can purchase them through my link, and in this way help me donate even more to our 3 wonderful charities. And for those of you that don't know, our 3 charities are St. Jude Hospital for Children. I don't know if some of you know, but I am previously an educator, and I worked with children and owned the daycare center for 24 years. And Children have a special place in my heart, and that's the reason why I chose St. Jude Hospital for Children, so that with your donation I can help families, help children get better. My second charity that I'm helping is Wounded Warriors. Since I myself served in the Navy in Israel, and my husband served as a soldier's trainer in Israel, it's another charity that's very close to my heart. And the third charity that I am helping a lot is that amazing, wonderful charity that Yael Eckstein, the daughter of Rabbi Eckstein, continued after Rabbi Eckstein passed away. It's a charity that helps provide hot meals and shelter for Holocaust survivors, and I could not choose a third charity better than that, which is close to our hearts, all of us. If you still have any questions after you watched this, please send me your questions through the comments, and write comments. Please share this with your circle of social media, and let's spread the word about the amazing